Hey everyone, Jason from Dropshipping University coming back at you guys with a brand new episode. I hope you all had a wonderful holiday season. Embarking into 2020, I want to transition as many of you guys into wholesale dropshipping as possible, and I hope you guys are also looking to transition from retail dropshipping to wholesale dropshipping. At the end of every single year, I go over my books, my accounting with my CPA. And there was several transactions that actually stood out to me this year, especially on eBay, some very high dollar amount transactions. And the best one that I had this year was over $7,000 from one customer. This was a repeat buyer. The price point was very high and the profit margins were extremely healthy. So in this episode, I have an entire spreadsheet. It's my profit spreadsheet that I'm going to go over with you guys, and I'm going to show you everything broken down, and I'm going to show you exactly how you can also sell profitable items on eBay with high price points and get those types of sales consistently and even get repeat buyers. So if this is something that interests you, stay tuned. If you guys can take the second to like this video, comment, and subscribe, I would really appreciate that. And without further ado, let's get in. Hey guys, so I'm inside my computer right now. We're in the spreadsheet for this one customer, and I isolated all of this for you guys just for ease. And you can see that the total net profit is over $1,800 for 3 transactions from one customer, and the total gross, so the total gross sales of this product was over $7,000. Now that's very high, but that's the power of wholesale dropshipping, and that's what you can get when you have high price point items selling in business and industrial related niches. And that's what I sold here, was a stainless steel. It was a filter disc that typically you'd need for types of labs. So it's a lab equipment product, and I don't want to get too involved with the type of product, but a lot of times a business is going to need this, a laboratory or a life science company is going to need this to run certain types of tests and assays. And I ended up learning a lot about this company because I looked them up after the fact. But I'm going to bring up the PayPal transactions to show you guys exactly the transactional history. So this is what happened. I will minimize this so that we can go along with the spreadsheet. This is what happened on the 23rd of July. And you can see that they bought 12 units, so quantity of 12 at $5,281.88. And this was obviously a bigger size, so they had to pay more. This was the smaller size. So there was variations of this item, but in total they bought 12 of them, $5,281. And you can also see down here that they paid $119.88 for shipping. And that's a little trick that I use. It's called priority shipping. And you can offer expedite or priority based shipping to your customers on eBay and Amazon. If they pay an extra fee, you can set that up in your shipping policies. It's a little hack that I like to use to increase my revenue. So if you look at this, $119.88, that's all gravy on top, icing on top, so to speak, because our supplier actually didn't charge us any shipping cost on this because it reached over the $200 threshold that this wholesale supplier offers free shipping for. So since this item obviously was well over $200, I didn't have to pay any shipping, and that extra shipping that the customer paid is all money in my pocket. So you can see down here the PayPal net amount is $5,244.81, and that's going to be the amount of money made after the PayPal fees. But let's look at the spreadsheet and break down some of the expenses. Obviously, we want to know how much we paid for the wholesale price and really look at the profit margins after that. So we can see that the eBay sold price again is $5,281, but the wholesale purchase price is only $3,384.50. So that leaves a lot of room for profit. Obviously, that's over $2,000 difference right there, about $2,000 difference, and that's going to be the middle. That's the arbitration that we're getting as the drop shippers. So our shipping cost is going to be $0. The supplier tax is going to be $0, and you'll see that for all of these transactions with this customer. It's $0 across the board. And if you guys don't know about getting tax exempt with a wholesale supplier, I have a video linked above. See an I come across the screen. I went in depth about getting tax exemption from your wholesale distributor in a previous episode, so check that out if you haven't seen it yet. Also, the expedited shipping paid, again, that's money in our pocket, so we're going to add that into this column here. Our credit card cashback, 2%. I have a business card. It's Capital One Spark Card, 2% flat. I like it a lot. I actually do recommend it. You have to have a pretty good credit score to get it, but if you have a good credit score, it's definitely worth doing. They also reeled me in with quite the promotion, so I really like Capital One, and it makes accounting really easy too. So 2% right there, that's money in our pocket. Our credit card cash back, $67.69. That's almost $68 just for running our transaction through a credit card. Really awesome. That's why we always factor in every little bit of percentage into our profit column. And that's what you can see here. If you want to pause the video and check out this formula, that's a formula that I made. Essentially, anytime you're running a profit formula or profit function, you're always going to have your income minus expenses. So that's what we have here as E2 plus I2. So that's going to be your eBay sold price plus I2 would be expedited shipping paid. So that's the extra money. And you're going to multiply that by the inverse of your fees. So your eBay fees are 9.15, roughly speaking, and your PayPal fees are going to be 2.9% plus the 30-cent transaction fee, which we put at the end of this function. So that comes out to about 12%, and the inverse of 12% is going to be 88%, so 0.88. You multiply that, and you get your income, and then you're going to have your income minus your expenses. So your expenses are going to be the F2 is going to be your wholesale purchase price, your shipping costs, which we had no shipping costs, your supplier tax, which we had no supplier tax, and once it all comes out, you get $1,436.44. So I was really pleased. I was super excited when I got that. That's a lot of money for one transaction. That's more than rent payment for an entire month from one transaction. And there was still more to come because I did a couple of things really well through the messaging, and I got this customer to come back and buy more. So we're going to go over that right now. Also, if you guys want to learn about this profit sheet or whatever you guys want to emulate these functions, I can definitely help you out. Just go ahead and comment below, and I can send you a link to something similar to this for your own spreadsheet. Lastly, we have the profit percentage or the profit margin, and your profit margin calculation is really simple. You're always going to divide your profit, your net profit, by the actual sold price, and that'll give you a percentage, and that's your margin. 27.2% is very high. It's generally, for me at least, between 10 and 20%. That's what I shoot for. I really avoid anything below 10%. It's just not worth my time. 10 to 20% is kind of the sweet spot for me. This was actually a good amount higher than that 10 to 20%, and that's because of the shipping stacking. So you get economies of scale when your supplier just keeps putting all of the items into one shipping box, and we're not paying any shipping, so we end up making out really well for that. And down here, you're going to see this next transaction. I'm going to go over that right now with you guys. And it's kind of interesting, the story that goes along with the second time that they came around and bought, which was 3 days later. I messaged the person because I wanted to make sure that this wasn't a fraudulent transaction, and I wanted to make sure that they didn't buy it by accident. Sometimes people press the wrong quantities, or sometimes people aren't paying attention. I know the mobile app can be kind of clunky, so I just reached out to them, make sure that this was a legit transaction. So I said to them, "Hi, my name's Jason. I am the seller of the product. We just wanted to confirm with you the purchase quantity amount of 4x of each of these 3 available sizes. Additionally, since the dollar amount is above $1,000, we wanted to make sure that you in fact meant to purchase the amount that you did. I hope to hear back from you soon so we can get this shipped out ASAP." Guys, that's great customer service. That is the type of customer service that people are coming to expect. And in this situation, it ended up leading to more sales down the road. So just keep that in mind when you're reaching out to the buyers, and sometimes it'll end up paying off. So they said, "Yes, order confirmed. Thank you." So after that, I just went ahead, processed the orders, got them shipped out, put $1,436 in my pocket, and they came back 3 days later to buy some more. And as you can see, they bought over almost about $1,200 a couple days later, and they needed this for a research project that they were working on at a lab. They're a lab actually up in Eugene, Oregon, an environmental science lab. They do all kinds of testing. So they needed this equipment. And that's one of those things that I was saying earlier about business and industrial and how important I think selling to other businesses is, because you don't have to deal with a lot of the returns. They need the products. They're willing to pay extra amounts for shipping. That's why I really like dealing with businesses, namely. So here we are on the 26th, and we're going to pull up that transaction for you here. So this is the second transaction, and as you can see, they bought 3 of the 10-inch filter discs, and it came out to almost $1,200. We netted $1,160, and that was after fees. So we only had to pay the PayPal fees, because as you can see down here, there's an invoice ID. So what I ended up doing was I messaged the buyer, and I asked them if they could go ahead and purchase the product through an invoice on PayPal. And that was one of those things that saved me about 10%, because I didn't have to deal with eBay in the middle taking out their 10% transaction fee. Now, this is against the terms of use on eBay, so I wouldn't suggest necessarily doing that, but I took a risk. It paid off, and I didn't get in any sort of trouble. Sometimes in businesses, you got to take a risk, and in this situation, I did, and it paid off. So they said, hey, I went ahead and paid the invoice. I would, however, like to purchase 1 additional 10-inch disc, please. And here they are again saying that they want even more of this equipment. They need even more units, so I just said, go ahead and buy them, and they ended up buying it on eBay again on the 7th of August. So they ended up buying even more after that, and that's the type of customer service communication that you need to have in this day and age to be competitive, number one, but if you want to actually increase your sales, doing things like this is the way to go. So I got them off of eBay, saved myself some fees, and I ended up making $285.53, which was almost a 24% margin. So we didn't have to pay that extra money, which was really nice. We ended up getting a pretty good profit out of this. And then on the 7th of August, they bought from us again, and I will just pull up that transaction just to show you guys. They ended up buying another 2 for $484.98, and the PayPal net amount was $470.62. Unbelievable amount of total gross here. We got over $7,000 that this one customer purchased from us on eBay, and that's the power of wholesale drop shipping. You can get these types of sales if you have high price point items with rock solid suppliers that are going to grow with you. And what that means is that they're going to offer you great wholesale pricing as you grow, as you sell more products for them. They're going to want to help you out. And that's what this supplier did. They didn't charge me any shipping. They didn't charge me any supplier tax. Most wholesale suppliers aren't going to charge you any sort of tax, especially if you know what you're doing. And at the end of the day, that enabled me to make some very great profit margins. So if you guys enjoyed this video, go ahead and smash that like button. Let me know what your highest profit margin sale on eBay ever has been, or what is your best transaction overall for 2019. Looking back on the year 2019, I want to know what you guys are hitting with some of your numbers. A lot of people have questioned, what types of sales are you making on wholesale drop shipping? What are your profit margins? And so this is the first of many videos to come talking about that type of thing. So if you guys like this video, again, I really appreciate if you could subscribe to this channel, hit that little bell notification. That's the only way you can get updates. Also, down in the description section, I have a link to group coaching, which will start, I think, January 15th, sometime in January. We're going to be doing group coaching. It will be ongoing every single month. You guys can get on the wait list. Once we roll it out, we'll send you guys an email, and this group coaching will be awesome for you to learn about wholesale dropshipping, retail dropshipping with myself and my business partner, Ecom Tom. We're going to be doing this multiple times per month so you guys can get the most out of us without having to ask questions in Facebook groups and comments on YouTube videos, and hopefully that we answer. So I really appreciate you guys taking the time out, and I hope you have a wonderful new year. Thank you.